What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the NFL Sunday Night Football, but wild card edition of the review. Like for tonight's game, it was the Washington Commanders against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Winner gets the get a spot in the division round. And yes, sir, man, you're probably noticing I'm wearing red. It's because for one particular reason, and it's because like whoever wins the game, regardless, I'm going to be wearing this particular accessory. And considering both teams have their primary color is red, so I thought I might wear red. But also, like I was not expecting like what what they're planning on doing. I mean, even when I was at first, I kind of figured this was going to be a good game. But once you expect that, then the complete opposite start happening. Like if with one of the teams, what if it's one of the teams start dominating the other, or none of them's not scoring anything. But when you start giving your hopes up and assuming that they're not going to do anything, it's going to be a very poor game. And then they start going back and forth. But yeah, this game was really good, and it had me very intrigued and had me looking forward to what was going to be happening. Which team's going to win to be facing who in the top spot in the NFC side in the playoffs for the division round. But it's where we got one play that started with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they won the coin toss when they started the game. This is where they got the ball. This is where we got Baker Mayfield. If they passed it to, who was it? That number 7 running back's name, Irvin. But this is where Baker threw it to Mike Evans, his favorite receiver. They used to be Tom Brady's. He caught it, went right to the right side. This is where we got Baker Mayfield and got done with his huddling. This is where he passed it to Irving, but unfortunately he didn't really went anywhere. This was kind of an incomplete. Like if it's an incomplete pass, which was 2nd and 10, is where Baker Mayfield nearly got sacked. But it's where Baker Mayfield managed to get a couple points. Then right before he slid down is where we got Baker Mayfield and snapped the ball well. He only got a yard, 39. They're going to throw it to Evans for the 2nd time in the reception. That's where he got a first down, which was a 23-yard reception, which was pretty much over a 2-for-1 deal of a first down. I guess you could say 2 first downs in one is another way to say it. But this way, then we got Baker Mayfield and threw it to this rookie receiver, what's his name? It was number 15 jersey. It was when Baker Mayfield got done with another play when he was it was Jalen McMillan. Yeah, Jalen McMillan, I believe that's what his name is, which he almost caught the ball, but it was an incomplete pass. It went way into the left side after he dropped the ball. But this is where Baker Mayfield and get ready to snap ball. Running back Irvin was going left and right. He wanted to, who was it, the Tub McMillan, but this is where 3 defendermen, probably one of them was a safety, but this is where they managed to prevented him from catching the ball. It was a 3-on-1 situation, but this is where then they move on from that. This is where they try to go for a field goal, because it was a 3rd and 9, wasn't it? What am I even talking about? I think it was just 4th down generally. Like 4th and 10, if I'm mistaken. But it's where they kicked the field goal. But it's where there was an offside penalty, I believe. Was it? Yeah. That which I was wonder what this is for. But it's where it turns out there was on number 39, I believe, was a safety that jumped, but the penalty was declined, however. And Tampa Bay got the first lead of 3-0, in this first drive, of theirs. Is where we got. And we saw Tampa to kick it right to Washington, and man, I was not expecting Washington to be doing this because right on their play, when they the ball on the drive, right in the 33-yard line, which is about to be SNA's next upcoming lucky number. This is where we got what's his name, Jaden Daniels snapped the ball. He nearly gets sacked, but it's where he ends up getting rid of it, throwing it to the right side. It's where no one wasn't there, but they showed that it was an intended receiver was somebody in the right. I'm trying to remember who it was in particular. But yeah, there was an intended receiver was like nearby, so that's where they let this slide. But this is where we got this is where he passed it to Robinson, his running back. This where then he tried to run it with lineman on the Commanders was trying to help him out, but this is where he gets pushed right back. This is where then he roughly probably got the gain of I'll say 4 yards because it was 3rd and 6. Like after these few yards that he gained in the 2nd and 10 play, but this is where Jaden Daniels then had a trick up his sleeve, like with his 3rd down conversion. This is where he throws it to somebody on the left side. It was Corey McLaurin, I believe that's what his name is. Corey McLaurin that caught the ball in the left side, just wide open. And this is where once he caught the ball, they showed the corner was just right behind him. This is where we got that's where we got Jaden Daniels to try to go for a run, but he ends up getting stopped by the Tampa defense right in the exact same line of scrimmage that they started the ball off with. He then went nowhere. This is where he just gets tackled down, if not sacked. Well, that depends. Like if you're getting tackled down in the same line of scrimmage, is considered a sack, and with him trying to run it. But this is where we got Jaden Daniels then trying to go for something better, maybe even trying to go for another run, just doing it again. Somebody better call Britney Spears, or maybe not. This is where he gets tackled down, only just like a few yards short. With him only got, or a couple yards short, let me rephrase that, with him only got like a gain of 8, making this 3rd and 2. But this is where we got Jaden Daniels going for a run, but this is where he ends up getting pushed right into the out of bounds, like when he was just a yard short, with him only passing the one line of scrimmage, like and underneath the one line that he needed. That's where Jaden Daniels is like, oh, forget this. Like, and this is where we're going for it, which I believe the coach agreed because he allowed him to do it. And I made a huge blunder here because it was 4th and 2, not 4th and 1. This is where he goes for it with all the wide receivers wide out. That's where they're trying to throw it to Eckler, but this is where he ends up getting stopped by Tampa's defense. And I made another huge blunder again because it's not where they made their shocking surprise of an impression, because they get stopped on 4th down on this onto this with that drive. But this is where they had no choice but to let the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get the offense because it got them the lead right here. Yeah, like it would because they had no choice but to give the Buccaneers get back the ball because they were outnumbered. Because they ran out of downs, because that was the last down that they could get 1st down with. But this is where Baker Mayfield then start off right at I'll say exactly at the 20-yard line, but it's where he passed it to Irvin for like a good 5-6 yards, perhaps. I think it was 6 yards, which was 2nd and 4. That's where Irvin does it again, but it's where he probably got like about 7 rushing yards. Yeah, like with him getting like an extra 2 yards after running the 4 that he needed to run off. But it's where we got. That's where they got another 1st down, like with Baker Mayfield, and 180, 181, 182, 183 hiking. This is where he fake passed the Irvin. This is where he passed it to McMillan. This is where he got the 1st down, like probably a game of 14, like an extra 4 that make it a guarantee that they're going to be like gaining yards rather than losing them and getting 1st downs to give them enough chances to get the score. But this is where we got Tampa Bay then snap the ball. Is where like, okay, 222 hiking is where he passed it to Irvin, but it's where he probably barely got a yard, like at this rate. But I think he didn't win nowhere. He gets pushed right back, they made him spin around to the back, and this is where he got nowhere, which was like 2nd and 10. This is where the what's his name, Baker Mayfield, had all the receivers wide out except for his running back, Irvin, like right to his right is where he like 252, 53, 254. Hiking is where it snapped. Throw it to Irvin, but he only got a gain of 2, if I'm being completely honest, which was 3rd and 8. Is where we got Baker Mayfield step right back. This is where he ends up getting stacked, like right when he was trying to go forward and trying to go for a first down. But luckily but yeah, and luckily for the Commanders defense, they stopped him on play. This is where I believe this is where Baker Mayfield barely got like a yard and a half. Like, if I'm being honest, like when they're going forward, but they got stopped by defense. Is where they kicked it right back to watch at the 8-yard line to the Commanders. Is where they went back on their advert break, I guess you could call it, or the powerful force in all of professional football, like which is also the powerful force in professional wrestling as well. But this is where once they got off the advert, Jaden Daniels, even for him being at the 8-yard line, they did not let that be in the bar. Be a bother because they made it seem like if they were in Tampa's 8-yard line rather than their own, like with his running back gaining a few yards on the first snap. Like, what was it like? Most specifically, it was and what else happened? It was he snapped the ball, threw it to Robinson. That's who it was. He got a gain of a couple, like a bare minimum of a couple, like 2 yards, if not 4 yards, because it was 3rd and 6. Is where we got Jaden Daniels then snaps yet again. This is where he didn't try. It was in the end zone, but he managed to dodge like just about 2 or 3 defendermen that was ready to sack him in the end zone to get him an extra 2 yards, making it 5 points. But he didn't allow him. He found his man, the wide receiver tight end Zach Ertz, right into the right side. But, yeah, Birdie Bird. I'm sorry. What Daisha? What Daisha?
This black one is spins.
Oh, spins. What about the spinning chair?
That is true, but can you spin me one with that?
Trey, not right now. Trey, is not that time. Besides, I'm already doing my podcast.
Just say one movement.
Just 1 minute. Like, can you give me 1 minute? Like, it's not gonna take long. This is not like wrestling. Like, this is quick. Like, I can easily could just talk about like things what's going on in football, but not trying to be rude. But I gotta get them into the middle. This is where we saw Jaden Daniels then pass a fake pass to Robinson, pass it to McLaurin. Sorry, Birdie, but maybe later on. But this is where we got him throwing it to McLaurin. He got a first down and maybe an extra, say, 3 yards, like making it a 13-yard reception. If I'm not mistaken, this is where, yeah, or maybe 15 or 16, maybe 17 yards, making it an extra, say, 6 or 7 that he might need it. But this is where we got. This is where Robinson go for a run, but this is where it probably got like a gain of 3 or 4. Yeah, it was 2nd and 6. That was 4. It's where he passed it to his other running back, Smith, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, which he got what he needed, but this is where we got. I think this is where the first quarter ended, like which Tampa Bay was still leading by 3 points with the field goal they gotten. Buccaneers, 3. Like Washington Commanders, nothing. Like, and then, yeah, it was like that for the first quarter and overall at the time, like of this game. But this is where we move on with Commanders finally getting an opportunity to finally start making a comeback here. And they definitely got a chance because this is where I believe they passed enemy territory. They're right at the 30, I'll say. They're probably right at the 31, 32-yard line. Yeah, the 32-yard. But she got a gain of 4, making it at the 28-yard line, which was, this was like, 2nd and 6. That's where we got, or maybe it was like, it was like 4.5 yards. But anyway, it's where I got Jaden Daniels then passed it to the receiver, or was it this running back Robinson? But it's where he, which he got like about I'll say about 3 yards. But this where then, but this where we got this is where we got Jaden Daniels trying to go for a run, but he was just a bit of a yard short. This looks like it's about to be hopeless yet again, like their last drive, because the defensive, I'll say, what was it, like safety or corner? I'm not sure what exactly his position was, but yeah, it was Collins like on Tampa that stopped him, but they didn't. But Jaden Daniels did not let this bother him, and he's not going to take anything less as an answer. So he just tried to go for it at fourth down. But this is where we got the head coach of Tampa was like, this man just don't want to quit. Like what's in this? What's in the system that just wants him? Like that makes him more than determined to get a touchdown so badly. And this is where this is where we got Commanders, I believe, called a timeout, so they can be ready, like and have everything all together. You know, it wasn't Tampa Bay. It was actually Tampa they called the timeout. Because the Tampa was wondering like what's in the Commanders that want them to get in the end zone so badly. This is where what's the names? Washington got the first down, like right on we got back in the play. This is where it was Smith, was it the running back that was in motion? That's where he immediately got the ball once Daniels snapped the ball. This is where then they got exactly what they needed, went past the line of scrimmage for a first down. This is where then we got this is where Veda, what's his name? Veda, I believe that's what his name. Oh no, was it Daniels? What am I talking about? Daniels got the ball. This is where then they got. This is where then he got the. But it's where then his where he tried to go for a first down, but he was unfortunately like not lucky like into this play. Like at what's that? A third and three, like after a 7-yard run that he did on first down snap, like which was Jaden Daniel did. That's where there was a timeout, I believe, which I believe it was timeout on to Washington now, but this is where it was 3rd and 3. This is where then we got what's his name? Michelle 183, 193, 199, 207 hiking is where he passed it to. Who was this intended receiver? Like just like them getting an extra couple yards. It was Zacchaeus, that's what his name is. Which he probably had like a gain of 8 yards, like just about probably an extra 5 yards of what they needed. This is where this running back, what name running back Robinson got a couple yards, but that was not enough to cover it, or probably didn't even went really nowhere. But this is where we got what's his name? This is where Daniels to try to go for a run, but he ends up getting surrounded by a few men on the Washington. I mean, not Washington. Few men on Tampa that stopped him. This is where it was 3rd and goal. This is where we got Zach Ertz was in motion, or was it though? McCaffrey was in motion. The other tight end. This is where he found. This is where he found his man, which was what's his name? It was what's his name was Brown, the receiver. His last name was Brown. But this is where it was a roughing the passer penalty on the Tampa when there was a flag on the play. Diami Brown, that's what his name is. Diami Brown, like he got the touchdown. That's where there was a flag on the play, however, but luckily for the Commanders, it was not on them, and it's where it was. This was a defensive penalty on Tampa, like for roughing the passer, like tripping over what's his name, Daniels, even though he already threw the ball away, which that penalty was declined, and they settled for the touchdown because that's what the Commanders have been wanting ever since they got the first drive. But luckily they were lucky this time. Like if it's a guaranteed finishing maneuver, if it don't work the first time, it's definitely gonna work the second time unless you're double cursed. But luckily for the Commanders, there wasn't. Like and they said the last time they won a playoff win, they won a playoff game was all the way back from 2005. Yeah, and that was like almost 20 years ago. That's like 20 and a half years ago, actually. But anyways, that's where we got. Oh, not 20, 19 and a half years ago. Let me rephrase that. But but that's where we got. But that's where we got. Baker Mayfield tried answering back, and let's just say that's what exactly did when they started at the 30 because they did a touchback. But even though they did it immediately because Baker Mayfield was struggling at first, this is where he barely ran a yard on the first drive on this next snap. On this next drive. Like, that's what. This is where Jeremy Chin, the safety, tried to stop what's his name? Mike Evans from catching the ball when he going right to the right side, caught the ball, but this is where it was a flag on the play. That's where it was a chop block, I believe. Yeah, like from the offense. Yeah, that's where because which is kind of like a holding penalty. This where this got pushed back. Like this was probably was a maybe a maybe like a 15-yard penalty if I'm not mistaken. This is where we got Irvin, which they pushed him back probably like what's that like 2nd and 24, but it's where try to throw it to Irvin, but he only got probably maybe barely about 5 or 6 yards, but it's where it was another holding penalty on the Tampa Bay offensive team. That's where it was a declinable penalty because because he barely got a few yards. This was a third down like situation, 3rd and 22. No, actually, they only got a gain of 2 actually because it was 2nd and 22. But it's where they tried to get some more yards, but they got some successful reception yard. But it's where it was not enough to get a first down, so they end up kicking it right back to Washington. It's where Washington it's where Jamison Crowder tried to go for a run, but it's where he only got a gain of 17 terrific yards that he ran, which was probably like over like probably first down and a half worth of gaining yards, which I guess that's better than nothing at all. But this is where we got the Washington Commanders trying to continue their leading spree, but unfortunately, it's not exactly they expected it to be. It was like barely adding some points right into the scoreboard. But this is where we got the running back. That's where we got That's what Austin Eckler, the second string running back. Got a gain of 7, but he tried to get some more, but he not lost. Not got nothing on the next one, which was 3rd and 3. That's where we got Jaden Daniels like 213, 223, 233, 234 hiking. This is where they snap the ball, goes to Eckler, yeah, for a first down, which is exactly what they needed, 3 yards. This is where we got him passing it to a fake pass actually to Eckler, which it was almost real, but he ran it for himself, but he only got a gain of 6 yards, just 4 yards short. Like trying to pull a Lamar Jackson, which he is a good runner. I've seen him in plenty of games before during this past season in 2024. Like he looks like a Super Bowl contender indeed. But this is where we got Jaden Daniels to run another one, like yet again. Like got the 4 yards that they needed. This is where, and this is where I believe he running for a 3rd time in a row, or I could be mistaken, but this is where because he couldn't find nobody to throw it to, and all the defendermen on Washington, not Washington, Tampa Bay were about to get him, so he probably got like a gain of 5. Yeah, it was 2nd and 5, so yeah, even. This is where he tried to. That's where he bring back his other running back, Robinson, which he probably got no gain, making it 3rd. Or no, he didn't gain something. It was a yard. It was 3rd and 4. This is where then we got Jaden Daniels. Then looked like he about to do even chance of either running or having a running back run it or doing a reception throw to anybody at this point because it was kind of unpredictable. But it's where that's where that's where Diaby, the linebacker, like stops him now by spinning him around a bit. That's where he got him by his knee. But that's where it was a what was it? Defensive holding. It was a defensive holding on Malcolm, like or McCall. What's his name? Like going to the corner or safety, I should say safety, because he was holding on because he thought he was, and this where Diaby's sack was basically was in vain because thanks to his teammate that like what's his name, Malcolm was holding on to McLaurin. That's where Robinson tried to go for a run after their automatic first down that was given by the referee. That's where it was 2nd and 6 now. Like we then got a run of 4. That's where then we got uh Daniels to try to go for a throw. That's where he had to throw it because it was under pressure. That's where then we got sacked. That's where it was 3rd and 6 now. Like this where yeah, and they got very lucky for the what's it called, the Commanders, is where he even though Daniels tried to do his best throwing it to the right side, he just couldn't get a touchdown. But McLaurin nearly got a touchdown with him holding onto the ball, but managed to drop it as soon as he landed face first on the right side of the end zone. I was like, that was so damn close. Like I thought that was their second touchdown of the game, but it was incomplete. It was 4th and 6. They had no choice but to kick a field goal, making it 10-3 with them having a touchdown lead of the game. And that's where then we got them kicking it right back to what's their names to Tampa Bay, like with them to try to have a chance to make a minor comeback here. That's where Tampa ran it. Tampa's run turn man. I went for. That's where we got Tampa Bay gets stopped right at the I'll say the right at the 25-yard line, maybe 26, like with this a few yards extra. But it's where then White, the second string running back, try to go for a run, but it's where he gets stopped by the Washington defense with him roughly getting about not 1 yard because it was 2nd and 9. It's where it was an incomplete pass after that by Baker Mayfield. It looked like this was about to be an easy dominating drive for the Commanders defense, but Baker Mayfield managed to run it all the way into the line and more and lead it up to nearly to the middle of the field, like almost past enemy territory, but right where his team's logo is showing, like with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers logo, you can see clear as day in the middle of the field. This is where then we saw him got a first down, but there was unfortunately a flag on the play. Well, I'm not sure if it's that unfortunate in Tampa Bay's behalf because this is where there was a big run of 18, making it like almost 2-for-1 deal, just by 2 yards short, like of becoming like a 2-for-1 deal. But that's where it was an offside penalty on the defense, but the penalty was declined because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers made some progress, even though like they could have easily gained some yards like freely from the penalty. But that's where Mike Evans got first down, probably a gain of 12 yards of a reception, like with an extra 2 yards that they need, more than what they needed. But this is where we got Tampa Bay. This is where they got snapped. Like they were right at at the 44-yard line, where this is where he threw it to Auden, this tight end, Cade Auden, like right to the middle, like first down for exactly 10 yards, what they needed. But yeah, this is where it looks like that they're definitely going to be keeping up with the Commanders, and that's exactly what they did. Let's just say. But yeah, this is where we got but but this is where we got what was it? This is where we got Baker Mayfield to run like yeah because they only got 30 seconds left like but that no huddle play. This is where Mike Evans got another first down, like, but this time it was a what's it called? It was a right at the 11-yard line, which I don't know how much it was so confusing just to count because it's going so fast. That's where Latimer, the corner, stopped him before he could even get more yards. But this is where they took a timeout, like with only just 6 seconds like on the play now remaining. But this is where then they pulled off a miracle. This is where right after the advert break of the powerful force came on. This is where we got the Tampa Bay did the impossible. Like, well, they changed it for an extra second because they called a timeout before like it turned 16. This is where we got. This is where we got Mike Evans nearly got the ball first, but it's where Latimer was holding on to him. And this is where they finally called a penalty on him because they already did this before, even though they called it the first time. And then number 23, Mr. Latimer, got pass interference, needless to say, I guess you could say, which they got automatic first down right at the 1-yard line. This where they managed to. This where Baker Mayfield tried to do it again, like for the second time attempt to get in the end zone, which Evans managed to get the first down in 3 seconds with 10 seconds remaining. And this is where, it was touchdown. The game was tied to 10 all. This is where we got. This was we got the Commanders' return man got a gain of a few with the kick return. This is where Jaden Daniels then was like, how about we'll just kneel it and then get ready for the second half? And he was like, and besides, we get the ball at the second half. Maybe it was worth doing so, like because like you don't want to risk anything happening, but give a reason to Tampa Bay to be in the league, but that's where we got the head coach. What was his name? Dan Quinn. Like saying how is he liking his rookie quarterback so far? This was like they're doing fantastic in rushing and receiving and in defense, like and stuff like that. And then he believes in them all the way, and it won't be hard to basically to coach them and tell them like what they need to do when they already know like what to do. Like just go through the plays and study them and then get back in the field and get into their positions on what their plays are, like and who they're going to be throwing to and what plays they're going to be doing to take it up a notch and tricking the Tampa Bay's team. But it's where once they got in the halftime, this is where they started showing who won today and even yesterday, which it was the what's their names, the Texans that it shocked everybody, even though they were in Houston when they played against the Los Angeles Chargers, which they are the arch rivals of those back-to-back Super Bowl Chiefs, and same with Buffalo with the Denver Broncos, But yeah, we already knew that Buffalo was going to win that. Like with today beating the Broncos, what was it, 37-7, 30-point game, while the Houston Texans beat what's their names and what was their names the Houston Texans against the Chargers beat them by 20 points, making it 32-12, and then they showed Baltimore Ravens defeating Pittsburgh by 2 touchdowns, 28-14, the touchdown battle. But this is where they showed the Chiefs possibly could be a three-peat, and I sure think they sure will be that. And now I remember what that name is, which even everybody in my family even knows what the phrase is because if they win, this will be the third peat of winning the Super Bowl, breaking an all-time record which they're tied with Joe Montana and Tom Brady when they respectively played in their teams. When Joe Montana was in the San Francisco 49ers, while Brady was in the New England Patriots. And I think one thing about them, that I like about, is the team they're playing with, they're playing for. But that's a different video for a different day, I guess you could say. But now, like, it's the Chiefs' time to shine and maybe break their records of winning their third straight Super Bowl in a row, like in their run and with winning the Lombardi Trophy. But that's what they. But right after they showed that, along with them asking questions, can they surpass the Texans, which C.J. Stroud and the rest of the team, like them, pulled off a shocking, I'll say not really an upset, but a shocking blowout against the Chargers. But anyways, this is where them. But that's where they showed like who would win the MVP of the award, like of the best quarterback between Lamar Jackson and what's his name, uh, uh, Josh Allen. That's what his name is, and also they showed their fellow commentator, like what's his name, Tony Dougie, like which he's a former Tampa Bay player, like back like over 20 years ago, and this is where they revealed, like they put his name right up on the stadium of Raymond James, and yeah, and I'll say humongous congratulations to him. Like if I'm getting his name right up into the stadium, like if not already, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, congrats on to the guy for getting that, for getting that, like that quite an honor, like with him being known as like like one of their best players, if not the best player on the team. But yeah, also they showed like. But also they showed Philadelphia beating Green Bay like 22-10, which they earned themselves the second place spot. Like whoever like wins like in the middle, like while somebody that's under that's the lowest team that's gonna win and survive the wild card game, gonna be facing Detroit. They're gonna be facing who's gonna be in the middle of that, which it could be either Tampa Bay or maybe even it could be either Tampa Bay or even what they named Minnesota Vikings or even the Los Angeles Rams, whoever it may be. I'm not sure about the Rams. Maybe it could be the Vikings or Tampa Bay, whoever it may be, like or the Rams. Like if that's only if the maybe it could be the Rams actually if Tampa Bay loses this game. But yeah, but right now it was tied. I mean, right now speaking like about the halftime, they were tied with 10 all. But after they're doing their I'll say doing their what they call their commentating and commentary, like who could be into the Lombardi championship game, like on both the NFC and the AFC side, which I know on the AFC side for sure who's going to be in. But I sure hope my boys, them Chiefs, like wins their game against the Houston Texans. And secondly, I hope they do do a prime time, like which if they do, I'm definitely going to be making a review on, and I'm going to make sure it won't be like Pittsburgh and Baltimore, which I try I tried to do so, but yeah, my Amazon account is being very shady and stupid right now. But anyways, let's get into the second half, and this is where it was Tampa Bay that kicked it right back right into Washington. But this is where we got total ballless. Like getting interviewed by the lady interviewer. Like understand that. This is where the lady was like how y'all getting back ahead. This is where then the coach was like, yeah, like we're like first of all, like we're getting stop shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties like right and left, like and we're finally like doing what we need to do is by getting the yardage, like whether it's rushing or passing, which for obviously we getting more rushing than we are getting passing, but we're gonna. But I made sure to tell the players in the offense, including Baker, to start getting more of passing, like as much as they are getting rushing and stuff, and also the defense, like they're doing a very incredible job as well. Like they just need to keep up, like the stoppage, like even if they're in the red zone, just stop them from getting in that end zone. But this is where we got Jada Daniels passing to Robinson. That's where then Daniels and Patrick Robinson yet again. Like even though he probably got like a gain of 7 the last time, he's still trying to get try to get one. Like, but this is where he only got like 2.5 yards. But this is where got Marcus Mariota got in the game, like because he's the master of quarterback sneaks, and this is where the coach knew that. This is where he started running in. This is where Mariota then ran it in for a first down, like which they immediately got. Is where then we got. I remember Robinson trying to go for another run, but he ends up only getting about probably 2 yards. This is where De'Ami Brown like then got a first down, like on a big run, like with a game at the 30 pass enemy territory, like it was like around the 40, like I'm not sure exactly what like it was like 43-yard line, so I'll say about 3 or 2. I'd say probably about like 24 yards on the play, like 20, two and a half for one for a first down, I guess you could say. It's where then we saw them start getting more dominant, even though they weren't at home. It's where fake pass to Robinson and throws again to Brown, and then we got a touchdown on this run with them right at the 3-yard line. This where that's that's where he got a gain of 30, like on the snap, like with him, like was at the 33-yard line, but he ends up making it right at the 3, at exactly 30 yards what he that he got. And I was like, wow, he got a 3 for 1. That's very rare, like for a running back or not running a receiver to get that many yards just by a quick throw. This is where we got Robinson trying to go for a first down, but he ends up not happening. This is where he didn't really went anywhere. It's where it was second and goal. It's where he tried pass somebody in the right, but it was third and goal. This is where we got the Commanders trying to go yet again, snap, try to go for a throw to anybody. This is where it was a deflected pass. That was an incomplete pass. And there was Deans that got the block. Like this, where then that's where it was incomplete. It was 4th and goal. That's where they had no choice but to kick a field goal. Like this is the only time they took the field goals and answer, like in a 4th down situation. Since probably the first quarter, I guess you could say, or no, it was the second quarter. Yeah, but it was the beginning, right? But this is where they lead by 3 points. It was 13-0, not 13-10. Now, why am I even saying right now? But before I continue even more, like on the what they call on the second quarter, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers only scored a touchdown, make 7, while the Washington Commanders scored 10 points, like 1 touchdown and a field goal, which they lead by when it comes to scoring in the second quarter, but overall in the halftime it was 10-10, like of a tie. But yeah, this is where then we got what's the name? The Commanders starting at the 28 because they had the return man running. Anyway, we got McMillan and was in motion. This is where he fake passed it to Irvin, but this is where the passing it to. Oh no, it was White, their second string running back. It was White that he passed it to. That's where there's the flag on the play, even though they were dominant. But that's where it was on the defense of hand to the face. It was the defensive tackle of Armstrong from Washington that was not very careful of grabbing on to the face mask. Is where we got Baker was like 180, 187, 189 hiking is where he passed it to Irvin, which he probably got like a gain of 4, which is probably no 5 actually. It was like second and at 5 is where he tried to go for a pass on to what's his name? It was like trying to go for a fake pass to Irvin, but it was the false start onto the center Otten that made his mistake by stepping back, which was kind of a pushback of I'll say about probably. It was second and 10 because they were second and 5. That's where he passed it to Irvin, but that's where he got the gain of 4 yards, making it, 3rd and 4. But not 4 or 6 yards. It was 3rd and 4, actually. This is where Then we got Mike Evans got in position with McMillan, his fellow receiver, while the other receiver on the left side were in position. This is where we got Baker Mayfield caught the ball. This is where he passed it to Evans, like if he was Stephon Diggs when he was what's it called on the Minnesota Vikings, but he got gained of 19, almost a 2-for-1 deal. This is where that's where Baker Mayfield's like I would never thought this would work in this trot. Is where he passed it to Bucky Irvin on the next play, which he ran it for like a good, I'll say, 15 yards. And this is where we got. But there was a flag on the play, this was like both men on the huddle, which was a 5-yard penalty, that they did, but it was still a first down. Is where they got pushed back about 5 yards. Is where then anyway, Irving went for it. We got first down to this play. Is where it was a gain of I'll say about 5, which was 2nd and 5. Is where we got McMillan and go for a motion play. This is where he passed it to Irvin, which he got a first down. This was the 1st and goal at the 3, if I'm not mistaken. But it's where it gets stopped by what's his name? Irvin got stopped by Newton, the defensive tackle, I believe. This is where we got Baker Mayfield going for a snack yet again. This is where he fake passes to Irvin. This is where he throws it to the right side. That's where he always got a touchdown. McMillan, but it was out of bounds. It was an incomplete pass. And Mark gets an incomplete because he got 1 foot out of bounds. But it was a holding penalty next, however. Even though it was an incomplete pass, that's where the referee was during the pass, on the defense on number 1, which was on defense on defensive safety, if I'm not mistaken, but he was holding on to Evans, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, it was what's his name? Was it Shepherds? I believe that's what his name is. But yeah, but this is where it was an automatic first down. This is where they were back in the 1st and goal category. This is where you got Baker Mayfield try to go for a run, but this is where he ends up getting stopped. This is where he gets stopped at the 5-yard line, perhaps losing about 2, which I guess is considered a sack. But this is where we got Baker then going for another snap. Did not let that be a bother. Fake pass to Irvin. Irvin ends up catching the ball for a touchdown, which they lead takes back the lead at 7-3. With them winning by 4 points, making it 17-13. This is where. But yeah, this is where they end up kicking it right back to the Commanders. But this is where they were not. They wouldn't believe that what Commanders had up their sleeves, the answer right back to them. This is where they saw right at the 30-yard line, which was it? It was Brown that was in motion. This way, fake passed it to Robinson. This is where they would get intercepted, but by one of the which was McCollin, McCollin's the corner or safety. I think it was safety. This was the flag on the play, and this was a holding, a defensive holding on number 35, which was, I believe, it was the corner, Jamel Dean. Yeah, that was holding on to who was it? It was McLaurin. McLaurin, the receiver of the Washington Commanders, is where they got an automatic first down from this holding penalty. This is where we got. It was Zacchaeus then nearly got the ball, but obviously it was a decoy. Once what's his name? Daniels and run right into the middle. This is where he got a gain of I'll say about 4 or 6 actually. This is where we got McLaurin and caught the ball, then slide. Then we got, but yeah, this is where we got. Well, you got right past enemy territory near, let's say, the 40-yard line. I'm not sure in particular where exactly they were, but when they were right past the enemy territory, looking like they have a chance of making a making it into the range of either a field goal or touchdown. Like it's close into just the amount, just the matter of time for them getting into the score. Like this is where we got this is where we got what's his name that passed it. Daniels and passed it to David. This is where we got a gain of a couple yards. This is where we got. It's where then we got the fellow tight end, which I believe was Zach Ertz that picked him right back up. But it's where we got. But it's where then we got what's his name? What's his name? Well, it was Jaden Daniels that called to what's his name to McLaurin. This is where he got a gain of what was it 20? Let's see. Um, this is where I try to pass the McLaurin again. This is where he only got a gain of 5. This is where then but this is where he got like probably a gain of like gain of 25 or 27 was it? This is where but this is where but it's where then we got only just because the incomplete pass where it's 4th and 5 where Nelson the safety stopped him, I believe, is where they ended up going for, which was worth it because he passed it to Ertz yet again, but you got it at the 25, Jaden Daniels, and was like, all right, like no huddles. We need to get this get the score right here, right now. This is where we got a rushing play like from what's his name to the Ackler, that was his name. Ackler didn't go for it, which he only got like probably a gain of I'll say 4. This is where they moved on to the next play, like in any normal no huddle plays that go out to be. This is where we got Jaden Daniels try to go for a 12, but it's where the false start onto Washington, but they pushed him back for 5 yards because it was Zach Ertz that accidentally stepped right back. This is where it was. It was still 2nd and 11 now, right at the 29-yard line. No, 24-yard line, actually. Because they're like right at the 25, like shy away from the 25, like behind it. But it's where we got Eckler then ran for a couple yards before the end of the third quarter comes to a close. And this is where it was like, it was at the end of this quarter, it was Commanders 13 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 17, which we saw Tampa Bay scored a touchdown, like one touchdown, making it 7. While the Commanders scored only 3 points, a field goal even, it's like 7-3, but overall it's 13-17 lead by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But when they went to their advert break on the powerful force in all of professional football, that's where we got. That's where it was a pass interference penalty on to what's his name to Macklin and what's his name McCollins stops was it Brown trying to get a touchdown. It's where what's his name? Dami Brown, I believe that's what his name is. That's where Diami Brown, I think that's what his name is. That's where we got. This is where he tried to it to the tight end John Bates. This is where this was an incomplete pass right at the 2-yard line. Passed it to what's his name? What's his name? It was what's his name? Robinson, but this is where it gets stopped by what's his name? Kensley. This is where this is where they try to go for 1, but he ends up getting stopped again. This was 4th and goal. This is where they were not. This is where they get sacked like a few yards, I believe, or was it stopped? But either one. This is where Daniels will try to go for. But that's where the Commanders try to go for a play, but this is where it was not their time yet because this is where they get stopped. Even though when he tried to throw it to Zach Ertz, this is where the defense knew exactly who he was throwing to, and they managed to deflate the ball and went right behind the out of bounds where they complete. That's where they had to give the ball back to Tampa Bay, which was the second time that they had to do this. But this is where we got. But this is where we saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to start it right where right at the say the 4 yard line is where Baker Mayfield tried to pass it to Irvin, which they didn't find out a problem. It's like if they're about to run it in right in the middle of the end zone, like if they're in Washington's 4 yard line, but this is where they got like a gain in 4 as well. Like when they were at the 8 yard line, at their own 8 yard line at 2nd and 6. This is where we got Baker Mayfield like 186, 187, 180, 189, 190, 191, right? 293 hiking. This is where he passed it to Irvin, but this is where he ended up getting stopped. And as a matter of fact, I think he lost like, no, he gained like about 3 yards, making it, 3rd and 7. This is where, no, I'm right, yeah. He lost about 3 yards because it was, it was like second and no, it lost a yard. Like it was 2nd and 6. So yeah, he lost a yard. So, but this is where we got Baker Mayfield, even right into the outside of the end zone. This is where Mike Evans caught the ball. This is where he got the first down by putting his hand right across the line before he fell down. This is where we got Baker Mayfield made a huge mistake that was a game changer for the Commanders to come back, and that was dropping the ball and fumbling it. Like once the center gave him the ball, but he dropped it and he tried to jump on it, but the Commanders were there right on time, got the ball. Well, he dropped the ball while he was trying to pass it to what's his name to what's it? To McMillan, that's what his name. Yeah, he tried pass it to McMillan, but this is where it dropped it right to his right. This is where what's his name? Jaden Dale's like that was a gift from God. I'm like like thank you Lord. Like what do I do without you? Like because we would be in trouble. Like we'll probably be down by almost 2 touchdowns by now. But this is where we got. This is where we got what's his name? Jaden Daniels trying to go for a snap. This is where they had to call a timeout because like they want to make sure they got everything straightened right before they get to this play. And let's just say they got everything together because this is where a fake pass is the keyest, but this is where he ends up getting stopped though. Like I guess even sacked with him not going anywhere. 2nd and 10. This is where he tried to go for it again, but this is where it was more better this time, even though he didn't got a first down, but he did gain a few. Which was a gain of 5 by who was it? It was Brown, yeah. De'Ami Brown. This is where it was 3rd and I'll say 6, which was a gain of actually 4, or maybe a gain of 4. This is where he tried to pass it to right on to who was it? Was it Brown? Was it? No, who was it that cut the ball? Eckler. It was Eckler, but this is where Tampa Bay was pointing out like the defense of Tampa was like he dropped the ball. It's a fumble. Like we got the ball, but it turned out it was still in Eckler's possession. This is where we got a gain of I'll say 4, or something like that. But he ends up passing it to what's his name? Terry McLaurin. Yeah, Terry McLaurin was right in the middle. He caught the ball from Jaden Daniels. Like if it's a Hail Mary that he threw, that's where they were in the lead now at 20-17. Now, like what a funny thing they show like that because it's not like if it's the year, which the last time that year was even here was probably like 8 years ago. But anyways, it's where we got the Commanders throw. That's when they were known as a different name, which if I say it right here, I probably would either be to the Native Americans, I guess you could say. And besides, I'm also I'm part Native American myself, so that's kind of like disrespecting myself. Like if I mention the name, even though I say it with respect, but even for respect, like that still sounds pretty offensive. But yeah. That's why they showed them when the last time they played in the wild card, it was Tampa Bay that won the game. Like right after they got out from the advert break, after that very cool touchdown from McDaniels. And that's where they showed when it was with Tom Brady was the quarterback, and I believe Alex Smith was the quarterback for the Commanders, which they were called the football team. Yeah. They were called the Washington Football. That's when they changed the name because they thought the other name sounds very too offensive. Which that's a different video for a different day, which I just mentioned. But this is where they showed them like it was Tom Brady that won when they were over at the Commanders Stadium, which they beat them by 8 points. It was 31-23. But this is where I got Baker Mayfield. It was back in the game. This is where he did pass it to McMillan, but he passed it at the 50, which he was at the 49, which was a 26-yard reception, which I was like, wow, like I'm not expecting them to get a 2 for 1.5 like that quick. That's where we got. They started right at the passing me territory at Washington's 49-yard line. This is where we got Mayfield and passed it to Irvin. This is where he did a stiff arm on a couple of the defendermen onto Washington, which he helped him probably got like a gain of 6 yards, making it 2nd and 4. This is where we got a fake pass to Irvin is where Mayfield tried to go for a run, but he only got like a gain of 3. This is where Mayfield's like, "Where's the flag?" Because he grabbed onto my jersey, which that should have been a holding penalty. But this is where the referees were too stupid to see this. Like, but still, he gained like about like maybe 3. But that's where we got a fake pass to to Irvin. Is where he passed to Auden, which he got at the 21-yard line. Like it is where then he got like a good gain of I'll say how many yards? Like what was it like? It was right at the 21-yard line. Like you got first down. You got 20 on the play. You got an extra 18 yards. You got the 2 yards, but you got the extra 18 yards for good measures to get them more further to score regardless, which I was like, the touchdown probably would have been more better. But it's where Irvin tried to go for a run and try to get into that predicament. But this is where it ended up not happening, like especially at this time because he got stopped right at That's where he gets knocked off like just by a yard, I guess you could say. What was it? Yeah, it was a yard short. He got stopped by a yard short when he got a gain of 9. That's where he got pushed back when he tried to go for a run again. But this time he only got half a yard though, so it was like 3rd inches where we got Baker Mayfield try to go for, I believe, try to go for a play, but this is where it ends up. This is where the defense on the Commanders stopped him. But even though it kind of looked like they all neutral zone and fractioned, but referees pretend that they didn't see it, and this is where they just let it slide. This is where what's called the coach on Tampa Bay. They was like, where the hell was the penalty flag? Which is as good as any of ours. Is where they had no choice but to kick a field goal. This is where to try to tie the game. It's where he knocks it through the uprights, making it 20 all, like making this a tied game. This is where the powerful force came on for the last time before this game concluded. It's where because we saw like who was gonna be the tiebreaker, which I'm gonna get into right now. Like as soon as I talk about they got the ball kicked right back to them, and this where then they're like in a no huddle kind of situation because they need to get what they call get into the red zone at least to score something because they only got a little bit over 4 minutes left, actually like about 4 minutes and 41 seconds. But still, if they don't act now, like they will not get an opportunity to be the ones to get the game-winning score, like whether for the touchdown or field goal. But this is where we got. What's his name? Jaden Daniels, and trying to go for the snap, pass it to what's his name to Robinson. Is where he ends up getting nowhere to go. This is where he gets. That's why I believe he actually got lost a couple yards. Like probably I'll say what was it? It's where the running back did not get nowhere. It's where, but it's where he was only still at the I'll say the 3rd and 6 actually. This is where they only got to gain a few that they got, and that's where we got Daniels and passed it to the middle, right onto what's it the De'Ami Brown. That's what it was, De'Ami Brown. They got, and I believe he passed enemy territory while he was at it. This is where, but that's where we got what's his name, Elker, then trying to go for a run, but it's where he rough. This is where they roughly he probably got like I'll say a gain of I'll say 4 or 5. Trying to think, but either way, this was a 2-minute warning. After this, is where I made a huge blunder yet again. Somebody better call Britney Spears again, for all this right now. But yeah, this is where we got the final, actual last powerful force, and all the professional football came on, and that was the commercial break. And this is where once they got back in the adverts, this is where the Commanders managed to found the way to get more into the red zone, like more red than their jerseys, I should say, or more likely their pants they were wearing, because their gear pants was red, but not their jerseys, because they were away. And when most teams when they're away they wear the white. But anyways, that's where we got Jaden Daniels. Then there was like 2nd and 10. Like, yeah, at this point, like there's no yard gaining on this snap. But this is where Eckler caught the ball. This is where he got him in field goal range at the 27-yard line. It was an 18-yard gain, like almost 2 for 1. Like, this is where he did. That's where then he. But that's where they showed, like, when Jaden Daniels then had the game-winning touchdowns, like even doing a Hail Mary, like with the likes of against the Chicago Bears, and then even a game-winning touchdown on against the Saints, and then and even against Philadelphia and the Dallas Cowboys, which that's why they earned the playoffs, because they were winning, like most of their games, like this where then. And this is where we got Eckler, then ran it for like probably a gain of I'll say 6 yards. That is where then that was like 2nd and 4, if I'm mistaken. Or no, it was 2nd and 2 actually. It was an 8-yard gain. This is where he passed. This is where he tried to throw it to what's his name, like threw it to Eckler, but this is where the linebacker, defensive end, Logan Hall didn't stop him. And I was like, and if it's like they talk to letter P, you would probably think it's the YouTuber, like that's a wrestler over in WWE. But it's where it was a Tampa timeout. This is where I made another huge mistake. This was probably definitely the this was actually the last powerful force, but this is where once that went on, this is where we got Marcus Mariota then trying to go for a quarterback sneak, but it's where they end up going for a timeout because it was about to be a delay of game, even if he did snap the ball. So they put out Daniels where he ran it right to the right side. He probably got like an extra couple of yards, like as well. But it's where they try to go for the next play. This where they just not really did anything. This where we got Jaden Daniels then kneeled the ball and not really do anything until it got to the 2-second mark, which was probably like where it looked like he was about to run it, but he just kneeled it, which he just ran it out like 38 seconds left. This is where I was like, like it's not looking good for Tampa. This is where they had their kicker, Mr. What's his name? Number 47. Zane Gonzalez. That's what his name is. Zane Gonzalez came out. This is where he was done practicing his kicks. This is where once it was at the 2-second mark. This is where the coach of Washington did the timeout button, clicked on it, and showed the sign that he wants to stop the clock. This is where they put up an extra second because he called it when it was at the 3-second mark instead of the 2. This is where That's where they try to go for a kick. This is where you will not believe. This is where it went way to the right. This was like about to miss, but this is where it bounced right to the right side and went in. Something similar to like when the Chiefs played against the Broncos back in 2016, where Carlos Santos did that when he kicked it like at an overtime, like when it was when they when it was like well, like when they beat them like 30-27, was it? Yeah. Like we kicked it like right to the left though, and went right to the right. And yeah, when me and my family watched that, we could not believe he actually did that. That's what basically this kicker did. Is where he pointed up this guy like, thank you, God up in heaven. That's where they This is where they clinch right into the divisional round, like, and they're likely going to be playing against the Detroit Lions, which they got the first round bye week. This is where they said in almost 20 years they've won their playoff game and since 2005. And this is where we saw that Jaden Daniels was happy. Yeah, they surpassed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their own house of Raymond James Stadium with a very close call field goal, I guess you could say, to get them the win. And I was like, yeah, like this was very shocking. Like I haven't seen a game-winning field goal since, like that Chiefs game in 2016, when even when Alex Smith was still the quarterback, and when even Jamal Charles was running back and other receivers, even Tyreek Hill was the rookie, like, and then and Travis Kelce was there, like when he was starting to thrive as one of the top tight ends in the NFL at that time, which he is number one ranked right now, like because he is the best and he's the quickest tight end I've ever seen in the NFL as well. But yeah. But enough about the Chiefs for now, at least for this week. I want to give a huge congratulations to the Commanders of getting surviving into the wild card game and making it to the division round against the Detroit Lions. But I'm going to hate to break it to them. I just don't feel that they're going to do the same in Detroit when they go to their house in Ford Field. But let me know in the comments down below who's going to win that game next week, like whether if it's on Saturday or Sunday, which that's a good question. I'm going to let you go. I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna let you give me your opinions in the comments down below on what your opinions about like who's gonna win that game, and whoever wins the game tomorrow night that I'm gonna be reviewing after Monday Night Raw on Netflix, the second episode on Netflix. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, like we're gonna be talking about that. Like, but we're also gonna be talking about like whoever wins this game. We're gonna be playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, which they were also successful against the Green Bay Packers. But yeah, we got so much to talk about in both football and wrestling tomorrow. But yeah, this game totally rocked. It was very awesome. It had me watching from start to finish. This was definitely a close game. Like, this was a really good game. Like, this turned into a dog fight. Like, on who's gonna get the win? Who's gonna be who's gonna be the who is gonna make it and who's gonna be facing who's gonna be facing either Minnesota, not Detroit, the NFC North team that's number one seed, or the NFC East that's the second seed, which is the Philadelphia Eagles. Which, yeah, we all know what's going to be the situation for next week. Like, whoever wins between the Rams and the Vikings, which they're going to be playing, I believe I'm not sure if they're going to be playing the SoFi Stadium, considering all the wildfires. So maybe they said the backup stadium they're going to be using is in Arizona, which is going to be at the State Farm Stadium, in Arizona. But let me know in the comments down below where you think they're going to be playing at. But yeah, we're going to get into that probably. Probably going to get into that tomorrow, like when everything's been confirmed with everything. It's going to be in the state of Arizona, or is it still going to be in the state of California? But yeah, I wish for those everybody that's in the Pacific biggest state in the country, like all the safe and blessed wishes, I guess you could say, that I should be saying right now, and I hope that the wildfire is not taking no more homes or lives or whatever it's been doing lately, which that sounds very tragically terrible to hear. And I hope that these charity donation yeah, foundations or yeah, helping out those that lost their homes or lost a loved one, or whatever. Hopefully, like nobody like have not lost any lives like from this very horrible mishap. But yeah. Let me know in the comment section right down below, like if you're from the area, and let me know what's the updates on that. But yeah, Washington Commanders, yeah, won in Raymond James Stadium in yeah Florida. And what's that? What's this? What in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay? But yeah, like that was a very close game, and that was a really good one. But with two of the best teams in the NFC side, like that are very underrated in my opinion. And yeah, I was like whoever wins this, I'd say may the better man wins. And yeah, and we saw the better team, or better team wins. Let me rephrase that. We saw the better team tonight, which was the Commanders. And yeah, like and this game's definitely going to be getting 4.5. Like, I'll take if it was more higher, like with them, even more, like if they got into the what they call it, like this keep scoring right back and forth until they got into the overtime, maybe it would have gotten the 5-star rating. But I think 4.5 sounds pretty reasonable to you. If you let me know about that in the comments as well. But yeah, like, give me your opinions on how you would rate this game. Like, do you think this was really great, or do you think it should have been a bit better? But I don't know how they could make it even more better, like than they did with this. Maybe just with the scoring parts, maybe it could have been better there. But they were giving all what they got, and they did a pretty good, impressive job doing so. And I sure hope that we can see the same when the Commanders face the Detroit Lions, which I hope that we'll be making a review on as well, along with the Chiefs against the Houston Texans, because I think that like the top seed teams are going to be going to the Lombardi Promised Land, I guess you could say. But yeah, like we're gonna be talking about like more stuff on football and reviews next week on both Saturday and Sunday. So stay tuned for next weekend. And I like the 6 seed Commanders are probably now 13-5, while the Bucks or yeah 10-8. Like if you're still counting the records. But yeah, besides all that, yeah, really good game. Like, hopefully, we see really great contests on the next one. And yeah, like, let me know in the comments, yeah, how was your opinions on it? Who you were rooting for? Was it the Bucks or the Commanders? Yeah, but yeah, like I guess that'll be it for now, Assassinators, and I hope you enjoyed this video and the game itself. And if you did so, please make sure to give it a like as well, and subscribe and and hit the notification bell, like for more content if you're interested on this channel, like if it have your interest. And also make sure to check out my wrestling news tomorrow, which I'll be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you Assassinators need to know from I'll say the Wrestle Zone article. And also, we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw as well, which we're going to be seeing Chad Gable going to be taking on a mystery opponent, which we all know is going to be the debut of Penta El Ziedo Miedo, like from the other company, which that is AEW, of course. But yeah, like because he got his contract was expired like a couple of months prior, like which he became a free agent. Unfortunately, his brother Ray Phoenix is still under a contract that's going to extend for many few months due to him being injured. And Anthony Khan like just want to let it set it out, like when he added some extension into his contract before he can sign to a company like WWE. And I sure hope that he does get what he wants and go with his brother into Titan Tower land, like for in their perspective. As much as I like AEW, but if it's the wrestler wants, I will be like a full supporter for that. But let me know in the comments down below if this is the perfect way to debut Penta right now. If he's going to be a single star, maybe this is for the best, and maybe it would not be like too much of a great job to add him as an LWO member. Like, even though no disrespect, like that would probably be a dream come true if we see him in any kind of angles, whether if it being as Rey Mysterio's opponent or Rey Mysterio's teammate. Like, I would be all in, well invested into it. But when it comes to him like being just another lackey, I guess you could say. I'm not sure if the lackey is a better term. I'll say probably as another ally, I guess you could say, the LWO. Like kind of similar to what they're doing with Dragon Lee. Like I'm not sure if I would like it. But if it was like some kind of a dream duo between Mysterio and him, like winning tag team gold, I'll be all in for it, like for the World Tag Team Championship. Because I was like, that's exactly what the WWE needs to do with these guys. But yeah, we're gonna see more, probably see more of that in the foreseeable future. But I sure hope that you guys are having fun with this video, and also please make sure also to check. Oh yeah, we're gonna be seeing the finals of who's gonna be crowned the first ever uh, women's intercontinental champion between Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria. Let me know in the comments who's gonna win that match. We all know who's gonna win that's a Monday night football edition of the Los Angeles Rams, which will probably either be live in Los Angeles for in the SoFi Stadium or in Phoenix, Arizona, in the State Farm Stadium. Like if I got the name of the city right. But let me know in the comments who's going to win, and whoever wins is going to be facing the Philadelphia Eagles, like on the division round next week. But yeah, that'll be it for now today, Assassinators, on this video. So I'll see you guys on 3 of those videos. Make sure to have yourselves a safe and magnificent Sunday night, and I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye for now. Y'all take care and have a wonderful, awesome, I should say, and fantastic rest of your Sunday night. And I will see you guys soon. Peace.